Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I just want to check in with you guys and talk about what's going on in my life right now, specifically about auditions that I've been doing from home. Because let's rewind back to when I was no longer doing Princess Jasmine, and they told me that at Disney, they told me, look, at 26 years old, they're like, you're getting old. And we have 19-year-olds doing this, Jennifer. That's what Disney World told me, the Disney casting. And so I was like hating my major at UCF. It was broadcast journalism. I felt persecution as a Christian because the head of the department was atheist. And he told me that, well, the rumors were if you were a Christian, you needed to keep your beliefs to yourself. Don't tell anyone, hide them. Because the head of the department was going to try to get you out. And so as a result, I was like terrified all the time. And then I found out that the head of the department, his daughter went to my church. And so I confronted him and I was like, hey, you're famous on campus here at UCF in the Nicholson School of Communication for being a hardcore atheist, and yet your daughter's going to my church. What's up with that? And so he was like, yeah, I raised her to be an atheist. I don't understand how this happened. And so I was like, well, you should come to our church. And I felt like I usually didn't do that. I used to kind of, especially like, I never would have thought that I would have the guts to go up to this guy and say that. But I invited him to church because his daughter went to my church. And because his daughter went to my church, I felt like, since I assumed that as a father, he loves his daughter. And so I was like, well, if your daughter comes to like, you should come to our church then, because your daughter's there. So you have somebody to sit with and everything. You can feel comfortable. I didn't say that part. I just was like assuming that because his daughter went, he would feel comfortable to come to our church. But anyways, he was like, if I were to set foot in that church, I would get struck by lightning. And I was like, oh, like I didn't say, no, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get struck by lightning. I didn't think to say that. I was just so shocked by his answer, because to me it was like, but if you think that you're going to get struck by lightning, but you're atheist, but why would God strike you with lightning if you're an atheist? But whatever, I just was like so confused. And anyway, I had to get to class, and so I just let it go. But I felt like a kindred, or like I had an in with him after that. But anyway, I just disliked politics, and I didn't realize broadcast journalism was so politically motivated. Like, I didn't realize the whole Republican, Democrat, like I just wasn't interested. I did have a good friend who was Muslim who was into she was into all of those topics, but she and I connected for other reasons, but not, anyway, she was awesome. She was super smart. But so the point is that I had to, I just ended up going to work at the Disney Grand Floridian Spa because I just loved skincare. I loved beauty. I was obsessed with like all things beauty because of being a performer at Disney. I had to be in the cosmetology room a lot, getting hair and makeup done or whatever. It was wigs that we wore. But even so, like just being around the cosmetologists, the beauticians, if you will. And so a lot of entertainment characters actually went to the spa around the same time as I did. One of my favorite Aladdins ended up there, a Mulan, a Tinkerbell. There was a dancer who danced in all the parades. My Rachel Henkel, one of my best friends in my whole life, that I met, I got to meet her there, and she became Snow White. It was just, I don't know what all of this entertainment was doing at the spa, but there they were, and it was awesome. So We were just doing like massage and beauty stuff, like wellness and holistic things there. So I also have this passion for holistic stuff and beauty stuff. And it really, actually, you would think that being in the beauty industry, you wouldn't care about scientific stuff, but it really opened up my eyes to chemistry, which I thought that I hated chemistry because my high school teacher was terrible. But anyways, I'm like rambling, sorry. But the thing is, yeah, I found this, it was just so amazing. I learned a lot working at the spa. Celebrities used to come in all the time, and that was also interesting, getting to see a celebrity from that perspective. And then it was at the spa that when I was no longer, because I used to do the Disney princess job at the spa, but then again, age 26, they told me I was old. But when Disney did that, it pushed me to then pursue acting commercially in Orlando, because Disney, Universal Studios, and just like the different hospitals, and there are still businesses that needed commercial working actors. And so I was like, you know what, let me look into that. And I did. And I started going on auditions for Publix, supermarket, and Disney. I ended up doing a Universal Studios print ad. I was a waitress in that. I did two commercials for Advent Health, and did I do something? I used to do a lot of extra work at Disney, although I was in a print ad, or like it was an internet ad, as a janitor for them. For the extra work, it was at Typhoon Lagoon. That was really fun being on set. I was like as the janitor, I was like a featured janitor, which I didn't really, that was like kind of painful for me, because my grandma was like the way she came to America was doing like that type of work, like housemaid, janitorial, that type of job. But hey, it got her into the USA legally. So, and this was back in like 1960s, late 60s. So I don't know how immigration laws were back then, or if it's changed or not. But anyways, the point is that that is how I got into commercials. And I did so many auditions. I suffered so much rejection. I was rejected from a Best Buy commercial. I was rejected from like hair and shampoo commercials. A lot of times you would have to show your hands, and look at my thumb. It's like fat. Apparently Megan Fox has my thumb. But I was like, great, they're going to see my thumbs and they are going to not want me. Because movies is a lot different than commercials. The things that they look for, like in a movie, I don't think your thumbs matter so much. But when they have to feature like food and things, you have to have like model hands. And I knew that I wasn't a model hand person. But I want to say too, like, trends have changed. Like back then, you had to look a certain way. And I feel like now in 2024, they accept people's imperfections. They want to see real people. I feel like YouTube really changed the world, because now you had people being featured who didn't fit the mold. But anyways, all that to say that, it was super hard doing it. And I did, and also, like one of the big casting directors at the time that I was auditioning was Mark Mullen Casting. He went to Rollins College, FYI, which, a lot of names have gone there, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You know who that is, Mr. Rogers. So he is an alumni from Rollins. But anyways, Mark Mullen, I loved him. He was my favorite casting director. I just felt like other people were mean. RJ Casting was also really good. I loved auditioning for him, because he always made me feel like I did a fantastic job. Mark Mark always, I felt like he was looking at me seriously and he wanted so badly to cast me. But for whatever reason, I was rarely cast with him. But anyway, he he told me that the best acting studio to go to was Art Sake Studio, that he felt like the best film actors came out of there, that the one at least that he worked with. And so I went there, and I remember I had to do this scene with this guy. So I was like late 20s by this point. I was like 29, I want to say. And the guy that I was doing, it was like a romantic love scene type thing. Like we were just going to kiss at the end. But he was 19 years old. And I felt like she put us together because she thought that we were the most attractive people, which I don't know. I guess I thought I looked all right. Like there was another girl who might have been considered prettier than me by societal standards, but that was his twin sister, ironically. So she couldn't cast the twin sister, the biological sister opposite her brother in a love scene. So the next best person was me, and he was this, you know, he was 19, blonde, kind of buff guy or whatever. And looking back, I thought I think looking back, I felt like looking back, I'm like, the only reason the age gap didn't matter to her, I think, was because, again, I think it was just because she thought we were the two best looking options in the class. And so she just wanted to see that. She wanted to see that on her stage. And so the problem for me was my husband. He didn't mind me doing Princess Jasmine at Disney because there was no kissing. I could be in a little bra thing that I used to wear, and the Aladdin could be all over hugging me or whatever, and cheek to cheek, and we were acting lovey-dovey like we were married because Aladdin and Jasmine were married. But as long as I didn't kiss the other actor, my husband was cool. So, and that included acting classes. So the day came, I didn't tell, his name was Riley. I didn't tell Riley that I couldn't kiss him until the day that we had to perform that scene, because we had been practicing it at home alone all week. And so the day came, we had to perform the scene. And at the last minute before we went on, I was like, look, Riley, I promised my husband that I would not kiss another man no matter what. And he was like, he started shaking because we were so afraid of this acting teacher. She was a pistol. Like, you did not want to make her angry. She was very short-tempered. She had high expectations, and you were never good enough. It was like my art teacher from high school all over again. And so I said, look, why don't we like feign the kiss, like Hispanics, how they kiss on the cheek? It's like a pop kiss. Like, it's not a real kiss. Like, it's just a greeting type kiss. But we were gonna feign it. Like I don't know. I told them to just like go in, and I don't know. We were just gonna improv it. And so we do the whole scene, and then came the kiss. And when we faked it, oh my word, this teacher went off on me. You! Why did you not do the kiss? What's wrong? You'll never make it in Hollywood. You'll never make it. You would never make it in Hollywood. Oh, she screamed at me because she knew that I wanted to do acting. Like, I was auditioning for a lot of like student films at Full Sail too. I was doing student films. Yeah. Like unpaid work, just because I wanted to get my reel, like footage for my reel. And so to just, she was like, I know Christians. I've worked with them in Hollywood, and they kiss people who aren't their husband on set. This is acting. You are not professional. You will never be professional. You're never gonna make it in Hollywood. She died of cancer. I was shocked when I saw it on Facebook, like a year or two later, because I was left traumatized after that experience. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna come back here. This was really intense, you know. But she man, like, I'm having PTSD just thinking about it. Like, there's all kinds of things that happened in that class, like, that would leave me crying and emotions, but she just wanted us to be raw. She just wanted to break us emotionally. And I don't know if that's normal for an acting class. I had much more fun at SAC Comedy Lab improv classes in downtown Orlando. I did take a couple of those and I loved them and had so much fun, and it was nothing like what I experienced at Art Sake Studio. Let me like shed tears of pain. And I think she would have been correct for back then, for the culture. But now we have other movie producers that have come on the scene, like Daily Wire, and there's so many like Christian studios that have sprung up, and especially like now people can be a lot more selective about the types of films that they watch. There's a lot of influence from overseas, more conservative media, and so like even non-Christian, I think just other cultures that are conservative but for different reasons have influenced society as well. So I don't know what the future holds. I've decided to put it in God's hands, and you know what, maybe pursuing acting for me means that I don't get to be the lead actress in a role. But I'm like, well, God, can't you just have a director decide to CG my kiss, or they do something like what Kirk Cameron did, where his wife was the stand-in and they just lit it different. They lit the scene to where you couldn't tell that she wasn't kissing the other actor, and it was, or that he wasn't kissing. Anyway, the point is, I feel like, you know, I don't care what role I get. Let me just get emotional. I don't care what role I get in the film, so long as the story, the movie is good, that the caliber of the film is good. I'm talking like Lord of the Rings, Gladiator, that type of quality, like classic story. It's, I don't know, what's the movie with Hugh Jackman, Les Mis, and Anne Hathaway? Give me a film of that caliber. And let me be somebody who has a small, humble role, and it may be forgettable, but I want to say that I was a part of a film of that quality. And I may always wish that I could have been the lead, but at least, you know, I got to be a part of those films, and I got to, you know, have my fun and go to the movie premiere and all that stuff. So anyways, what can I say? So, oh my gosh, so emotional. But anyways, and then my kids were born, and I think I went to auditions like while I was pregnant, where you couldn't really notice. But then when I was pregnant, I was like, this is too much. Like, it's hard. I just need to rest. I was still working in the esthetician, as an esthetician. And then I didn't do any auditions. I think I might have done one when my daughter was a baby for some industrial type thing. And I didn't get the role, unfortunately. But and I took my daughter when she was like 1 or 2 to a Fisher Price audition, and it was more for little kids. Because I just didn't feel like myself. After I became a mom, I just didn't know who I was anymore. I was trying to figure out motherhood, and I was like, you know what? This is too much. I need to just chill and be a mom right now. And so now my daughter's 10, my son is 8, and I'm getting that urge to come back. Like I did YouTube, like that satisfied me when my daughter was a baby. And but then when we started homeschooling, I was like, what? I never thought I would homeschool. I started homeschooling before COVID, and the idea that I was gonna homeschool, because we couldn't afford private schools in this area are super expensive, and we just didn't have that kind of income. But I could afford to stay home, so therefore I could afford to homeschool. And I knew that, you're getting like a very personalized education when you are homeschooled, and it means that it's, in a way, it's like I'm going back to school too, because I have to take I watch videos on how to teach, and I have like meetings, like monthly meetings with some of the moms during the school year, and we do all these seminar type things. And anyway, yeah, I'm doing like education training over the summer in June for like a whole week. But anyways, and then more in July. That's in June, and then again in July. So it's like I'm constantly learning. I'm yeah, but it's from a different angle now. So it's wild. But at the same time, I still have this. I have to do this. I have to pursue my dreams. And I don't want to wake up and be 60 and I didn't try. Like I'm 40 now. Like I would like to do some stuff in my 40s and 50s, and then I'll see how I feel in my 60s. Maybe I'll act for the rest of my life, and I'll just be like that old lady in Titanic with the heart of the ocean, how it drops. Oh my word, I forgot to mention Titanic in my I filmed a YouTube video on my top influential films of the 90s. How could I leave off Titanic? Oh my word. But anyways, just but anyways, so just this, all this to say that this month, May 2024, I have auditioned online, which when I last auditioned, things were just starting to move to the internet. And that was weird to me, because I remember being like, wait, what? People can audition with their phones? That's weird. And they were like landing movie roles from auditioning from their phone. It was wild to me at the time, because smartphones were new. Like technology was rapidly changing. And so, anyways, so now this is what I realized. I'm like, dude, I don't have to leave my house. I can audition from home. And so the auditions I've had this month: Sun Sweet Tomato, or Sun Sweet Prunes. I don't think I got cast because I think it already filmed. I would have heard. Sun Sweet Prunes. Sally Hansen Beauty Supply. What else did I audition for? A short Christian film that was going to be like a 5-minute film that gets shown in churches around. And I, what else? What else did I audition? Like I've submitted myself for things. I have a little like videos or whatever that I can show them of work that I've done. And so it's just crazy that we live in such a digital world now, where people can connect and get to know each other. And I feel like there's a few other. Oh, Sunny's Barbecue. I auditioned for Sunny's Barbecue while I was in Tennessee on vacation because of my smartphone, and I didn't get cast in that either. We had just come back from hiking, and I was looking a hot mess in the Smoky Mountains, no less. And so I don't know. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe this Tennessee place, there's a lot of barbecue that gets eaten here in Tennessee. So I was just gonna pretend like I was this Tennessee person who loves barbecue, and I was there at Sunny's barbecue, and I was gonna chow down to this yummy barbecue, but for whatever reason they didn't want me. But whatever, it's all good in the hood, all right? So whatever. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more about my acting dreams as a 40-year-old homeschool mom. And, maybe you guys can leave advice or thoughts and feelings below. Tell me about your dreams. What are you still hoping and aspiring to achieve? Are you 40? Are you 15? How old are you? Like, all these things. What, just talk to me. I want to hear from you. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.